Welcome back to Organized Chaos Stories with Shabana. I'm so happy you're here, and holy moly, can I just say, producing a podcast is not for the faint of heart. Editing a podcast that is almost an hour long is very time consuming. Note to self, future episodes will be shorter. We had an amazing time in Hawaii for our family vacation and then came home, and it was the week of Christmas, and in a couple days it will be 2026. I wanted to make sure the final part of the 3-part series on decluttering was released before the year came to a close. And side note, it's episode number 22, which, if you know anything about me, 22 is a very special number. It's my birth date and also one of my lucky numbers. So it's very fitting that I wrap up this year on episode 22. I hope you enjoy this final episode. It is a long one, so put those earbuds in, start decluttering, releasing the things that no longer serve you, or take a walk, do the dishes, fold some laundry, or grab a notebook and a pen and take some great notes. This episode is a little bit long, so enjoy and happy almost 2026. Love you, and know that you being here means the world to me, and I hope you know that.
I think that I also have been holding on to mental clutter, things that I feel like I should do, that I want to do. And I'm also adding on too much to do because I don't think I'm going to hear my whispers very clearly if I keep putting all the things on my list that I want to do, feel like I should do, instead of really staying on track of where I want to go. And I think even for me, it would be like just getting rid of, I've been wanting to write everybody Christmas cards and I have half of them done, but I'm like, I'm so tired at night, I don't even get to them. Right. And then I was like, oh, maybe I should write for all these customers that I know. When am I going to make the time for that? So that's just like adding on more pressure for myself. And Jill said it really perfectly earlier, where she was like, maybe thank you is enough, and just receiving. And that was like, yes, that's me. And just feeling like I should give more. Hopefully that makes sense, because I want to give, but it's like, I also have a full-time job and a house and kids, and we all have activities and things that we want to do. So really, what do we allow in and what do we release?
All right, ladies, the next question we have is, how do you let go of the guilt of holding on to things that no longer serve you?
Go ahead, Jacqueline.
What I started to do is I put a lot of stuff on my to-do list, because we talked about the to-do list and getting so overwhelmed, right? Mental clutter. And I like to rephrase that saying, wouldn't it be fun to do? Wouldn't it be fun to talk about my RV life today and record an episode, right? About that versus I have to do, because, oh my God, like I feel so overwhelmed because there's so much I want to do. And then I'm all over the place. And honestly, I end up doing nothing because it's too overwhelming. And I think that's with clutter all the time. That's why we don't start, because it feels overwhelming. It feels not possible, especially if you have a 9 to 5, you have a family, you have things to do. Where do you find the time? And that can be such a yucky place to be, because it doesn't feel good. So how can I make this fun? How can I make this just a bit more exciting? And I feel that I know so many people. I have a friend, he's a little bit of a hoarder, and we cleaned out his garage, and he's like, yeah, I'm just going to save that for my son. He just had a baby. I'm like, Casey, don't save this hammer for your son in 20 years, you know what I mean? And so, he'll get something that's on sale and he'll buy it, and then he has like 20 hammers. I'm like, if you organize and you have everything in one spot, people buy stuff over and over again because they can find it and they need it, and then like, well, I don't know where my screwdriver, so I'm going to buy another one, and then you find the other one again, and you have so much stuff. So I think that by taking a nice deep breath in first, maybe doing a nice little meditation. I don't like do anything anymore until when I feel this like, oh, I have to. I'm like, okay, the only thing I have to do right now is sit down and calm my nervous system. Take a nice deep breath in, and then go, okay, what do I really want to do and should be doing? If my dishes are all crazy, then okay, that's the first thing I'm going to do. Bam, done. Feels good. Now I have momentum. What else could I do right now? And emotional clutter, I think, is, again, bless it and go. My mom gave me, she likes giving me sweaters for Christmas. I'm like, Mom, stop doing that because I don't like it. I mean, she gets the idea, the overall, but the fit or whatever. So I gave it to the Goodwill. I'm like, I'm not going to wear it. I'm not going to have it in my closet just because she gave it to me. I love her. But honestly, that's not her. The sweater is not her. My mom, that's not her soul, her voice. It's not her. So that helps a little bit when I distance myself from it a little bit and go, is this really, why am I holding on to this? Ask yourself that question, but in a loving way, not like I have to, can I make room for what I really want in my space, what I really want in my life? And then just do a little bit at the time, even with emails. We all know, like I signed up for so many things and then I open and I'm like, oh my God, unsubscribe, unsubscribe, unsubscribe. And then I want to get into it. I'm like, 5 minutes, I'm just going to get rid of some stuff. And then tomorrow I do a little bit more.
My emails say they're 91% full.
Yes, always.
I think I've had it for a very long time. I was like, oh my God, I just deleted 500 school emails. So yeah, like that's even overwhelming. So I try to like set time of when I should read my emails, or maybe just like the school emails, or like, break down into different pieces, because then you feel like you got to be on your phone every minute that you have a minute. And I don't want to be like that, I mean, sometimes some days are that way because you got to, pick up kids and see where kids are going, but we definitely don't want to feel like we should be looking at things all day and then we never actually get to what we want to do. Yeah. How about for you, Shabana?
I think for me, getting rid of the guilt, getting rid of stuff, is that the more I'm in the personal development space, the more I learn to trust myself and allow myself to just be right. I don't have to hold on to stuff that I don't need anymore. And I give myself permission to release and let go, and how freeing that is, and how I know that holding on to all this stuff just like makes my head spin and I go crazy, and I'm just like, nope, I don't need this. Bye, goodbye. And it doesn't mean that my house is absolutely perfect and everything is minimalist. No, not at all, because there's 5 of us in this house and I'm the only one I feel like that even cares about the clutter, and I can't throw away everybody's stuff, which I would love to do, but they need stuff. I understand, but I can control my stuff. And then even right now, there's also that grace period of, what, it is the holidays and my bedroom is a disaster right now. And I have been, last week I was sick, and this week I'm like still like getting over being sick. And today the goal is to set like a 30-minute timer and clean up my bedroom. Hopefully I'll get that done today. And if not, then there's still going to be piles of clothes and I'm just going to be okay with that. So it's like giving myself permission to allow things to be messy, but also giving myself permission when I have that energy to let go of stuff and not to feel bad about it. Like, just because, Aunt Sally gave me this really cool thing like 5 years ago, when do I ever really have people over? And that's the other thing. Like, somebody might give you something, and in the past I've felt bad. Like, oh no, if they come to my house and they don't see it, they're going to ask me about that. I'm like, I don't know. I liked it. I don't know what happened to it. Or like, oh, I got rid of it because I no longer needed it, or I gifted it to another family member. Just like, all right, like it served its purpose and now it's someone else gets to love it.
Because I've been wanting to run a business and start a podcast, I have learned to let go of the clutter and to not really make it a main focus, right? Doesn't mean I don't care, or I'll do it at, I will set those timers. I'm like, it takes 30 minutes really to clean my house and put all the little things away. So that's not hard. But that has been something that I've released that was like clutter in my mind, that things need to be perfect for me to do something. And I think it's really important because you're not getting to the main goal. Your goal is here that you really want to do, but then you're always busying yourself with all the things that really don't matter, that don't take you to where you want to go, because it feels safe and it feels familiar to just have things organized and clean. And in the end, that's not where I want to go. Feels good to have all that, and I can ask for more help in my family, right? And all that kind of stuff. But that's a lot of things that I've been letting go of, and to do things perfectly. I think I've definitely learned that the last couple of years. And I think my first podcast, I had to read what I wrote, so it's like that, just releasing that pressure on myself has been a big thing. And I think that's clutter in our mind as well, because the more we hold on to that crap, then you're not allowing yourself to hear your whispers, or to become a gypsy rebel, right? Or to, declutter things. That just, we're holding on to it for whatever reason, and you got to even let go. Even when I do the dishes now, I was like, well, I'm just going to have fun doing dishes or whatever I feel like I have to do. And you feel like your family left it for you, but they didn't. They don't even see it, right? Like your boyfriend doesn't even see his shirt on the couch. I'm just like, well, I'm going to have fun in my mind, or listen to some music and just make it fun because I want to do this.
And
I know one thing. I know one thing.
This could be like a rap song. And I know one thing. Go ahead, Shabana.
I know one thing that really helps me if I'm like really stressed out, if like the whole house is a mess, what really helps me to refocus and recenter is going to my desk and taking the 5 minutes and just cleaning up my desk space, and then having just one space in the house where I can sit, focus, recenter, do my journal or jump on my laptop, and just knowing that at least I have this one corner of the house where I can create and do something fun for me. And I don't care about the rest of the house. I'm like, it could all be burning and I'm happy in my little happy space with my cute background and stuff.
Yeah, and I think having that conversation, I like once in a while I'll be like, I want your help. Can you please do that? Because sometimes people, family is not aware of it. If you have kids and you said, it seems like you're the only one who actually cares about the decluttering, the cleaning up the space. I just have to once in a while just say, hey, please just clean that up, like help me, because and it doesn't even take that long, but sometimes it does feel overwhelming. I have a small freaking space, right? But then once I get going, I'm like, oh, and I'm gonna clean this, I'm gonna clean that. Half an hour later, it's done, and I'm like, okay, now I can do my thing, and it feels good. But that pressure, let go of that pressure. Sometimes, like you said, just like your immediate space where you're at, as long as that is kind of in order, everything else can maybe wait. Because I used to get so stressed out. I'm like, why am I getting so stressed out over, it's not the end of the world. And actually my partner was saying that. He's like, God, it's not, why is this such a big, and I'm like, it means a lot to me. It does. But maybe I can ease off a little bit. And, because I like to get things done immediately. Like when I cook, I clean at the same time. So when I'm done eating, I want the dishes to be done. That's just how I like it, but that's just me. So why can't I allow him to, all right, as long as it's done before we go to bed, just do it, instead of like, now, do everything now. So I'm learning that. I'm learning to let go of that a little bit because I'm really
That's a big deal too.
Yeah.
I mean, because I can empty the dishes by the time my tea's done in the morning, but some mornings I'm like, we're going to take it slower. We don't need to rush it, right? Or maybe just do it all at once. I think that's sometimes like how my family thinks, do it all at once and not as you go. And I had a coworker one time, a long time ago. I was like, she put something out the tape dispenser away. I was like, I was still in the middle of using that. I'm like, she's so efficient that it's already put away. I'm like, wait, I was still using that. So that just makes me laugh every time I think about it.
I know one thing that I wish we did every night, but we don't. But a few nights a week, we'll do after dinner. We'll set the timer, the Alexa, for 15 minutes and do a PM pickup. And so David usually is on the dishes, and then I work with the other kids to get stuff done. So like one kid takes out the trash, recycling, sweep the floor, dishes get done, dishwasher gets unloaded. Sometimes we get like the vacuuming done, or the kids will, make their lunches for the next day. And it's just a reset for the downstairs area. And I love it. It makes me so happy. I'm just like, I wish we did this every night, but our schedule just doesn't allow it because we have sports and other activities. But it's things like that, having those systems in place that just, I think, brings more peace and joy in the house. Because if mom's happy, then everyone can be happy, in my opinion. But
yeah, that's what a customer said yesterday. Happy wife, happy life.
Absolutely. And I
Yeah.
think for me, if I get up in the morning and I see my kitchen everything is clean and I just, what I mean? It feels good because then I don't have to spend the morning just cleaning up. I don't like that. I think as a kid, even my parents would have parties and they would have the drinks, everything they left on the table, went to bed. And I would actually get up early in the morning and just clean it all up because I'm like, oh my God, I don't want them to wake up and see all that. It feels good. And like you said, a system, it can be really just like a 10-minute reset at the end of the day. It doesn't have to be huge, but it makes a huge difference. And also, again, respecting if they know that makes you feel good or it stresses you out, My boyfriend knows now. I'm like, it stresses me out. Please work with me. And I mean, I've tried things, I just rolled up his stuff and threw it in the closet and he doesn't care. Some people just don't care. You have to find, how can I work with you? How can you, your kids maybe, right? How can you make it fun for them and exciting for them so that they create this new habit that then, yeah, it's a no-brainer for them and it's
Yeah.
fun.
It's like some people don't care, or they don't notice that it's a distraction or
Yes.
stress, or like, how they are in their mind. Like, oh, you don't notice that you just leave all your messes here, and that means your brain is so cluttered and overthinking. It's a lot. But maybe that's why we're all here to talk about it and to share it on our podcast about decluttering and, just listening to our whispers within and stuff.
yeah, I think one other tip and trick that I've learned through the years, if any of you guys are familiar with Mel Robbins, she has, it's like called the brain dump method. Take a piece of paper out, set a timer for like 5 minutes, and you just write down all the things that like your mental to-do list, but you get it out of your brain, you put it on a piece of paper. It's like call the doctor, vacuum, all the things that's going on in your brain. Christmas cards, decorate, cookies, 3 p.m., blah, blah, blah. And then when the timer is done, you go back through your list and you circle the 3 like most important things, or the things that have like a deadline. Oh, like, the field trip form is due on Wednesday. So that's like most important or whatever. Circle those 3 things and your day is successful because you accomplished just those 3 tasks. And it's things like that, those tools and tips and tricks that are so helpful, because then it doesn't feel as overwhelming. It gets it out of your brain. You're not as stressed out. Your nervous system relaxes, and it's just those little sense of accomplishments. So I don't know if you guys have anything that are tips and tricks to help you feel maybe less stressed during the holiday season, or help you just feel more peace.
I think that I've just decided to have more fun in the moment, even when I feel like I'm stressed. And I think that's a really big, and I have said before that journaling saved my life, and writing things down. Sometimes it's just a bunch of crap. Sometimes, and then I like turn it around and like, why am I thinking that? So I think that really gets rid of some of the clutter in that, or like the stress you want to put on your family or your friends because you're so busy. But honestly, aren't those all the shoulds that I put on myself and all the to-dos I decided I needed to do? Right. So I honestly, I work full time and I work retail during the holidays, and it's just busy, and that's just what I'm used to. And I think my body is also really used to moving for 8 hours a day. So when I'm off, I'm like, oh my God, I got to clean, I got to do something and do all this. So like, I even noticed that my body is like used to doing certain things. So maybe like after this, I'm going to go do some laundry. So it's like 10, 20 minutes, or take a walk. So then it feels better, because then I feel like you're like, why am I stressed? Why is this bothering me? Oh, every day except for today, you've taken walks or you've done all this. And I think that helps relieve some of the stress too. Or maybe you call a friend every day and talk to them. So I don't know. I just want to have more fun, really. And I've gotten a lot of shopping done earlier this year. So that feels good and made it easier on myself. Yeah.
I love that. And I think how you do one thing is how you do everything, right? So I feel that for me, I like to get it done. Like if I'm, done with my breakfast, I just clean it up. I don't even think about it. It's just my habit, and allowing myself to do my part, and then allowing my partner to do his part, whatever that means, and just not being so hard on myself or on him. And small little things to me, that's actually releases the stress. When I feel like, oh my God, I need to vacuum. Okay, let's just grab the vacuum and vacuum. It takes like 5 minutes, done, bam. Or like in the morning, my routine is like I make the bed. Like that's my first thing I do. Like I cannot not make my bed. And when that's done already, make my bed, brush my teeth, clean myself up, and ready to go. That's already a huge accomplishment. And then doing my meditation. So whatever works for you. And I like, Heather, what you said, just not having more fun. Just have more fun and not be so hard on ourselves, because wow, especially if you have a retail job and you're dealing with so many people and you're surrounded by so much energy, probably like a lot of frantic, chaotic energy, because everybody's like trying to. And also the holidays, be mindful about gifting. I think that people people have everything. Most people have everything and they don't need more things. Maybe you could gift them a course, or gift them hey, I'll help you declutter your space in the new year. Something that is a bit more impactful and more of an experience than an actual thing. I think just focusing more on that, that's just how I feel. That instead of just, oh, I need a gift for Shabana and then I need a gift for Heather and maybe she'll like that. No, if it would say, I look at something and I go, oh my God, that is so Heather. I mean, yes, but otherwise don't bring in more stuff that they're going to either regift or toss out.
Right. And then I do see a lot of people put a lot of pressure on themselves to find the right gift, and then overthink things. And I was just like, maybe a gift card for you. But everybody likes to give a gift, or it just feels better for people to do that. So, and I try to take that ease away for customers, right? Or for any of us.
I think this is a great segue into my next question of how do you guys experience fun that isn't a way that adds more clutter into your house?
I like going for walks with my dog, exploring new places, going for little trips. At least once a week, I go and explore a completely new place that I've never been. And even It's hard for me because I like to take pictures and do videos, but even just without my phone, to really unplug, because I think we are so addicted to, I have dreams about losing my phone.
That's a nightmare.
And you know what's weird? In my dream, I was okay with it. I was kept looking for it, and it was all these places and rooms and people that from my past. And I'm like, where's my phone? But I wasn't waking up like in panic. I was like, all right, I don't know. It's gone. I don't know where it is. And so, but I look for my phone literally like at least 5 times a day. So I don't want that pressure. Like, I'm like, just sometimes just leave the house without any of that stuff and go within, touch a tree, hug a tree, go barefoot, ground yourself and just reconnect with nature. And nothing, at the grand scheme of things, nothing is really important other than you breathing and you feeling good. Because, as we heard from Jill earlier, like, if you don't have your health is your wealth. And without your health, you have nothing. So stress takes a toll on our health. De-stress your life,
I could say, like, I got to decorate for Christmas, so that feels fun to have my house just looking with my we got our Christmas tree on Sunday, so that feels really nice. And I think some days I call, somebody that I want to talk to and just chit chat and just talk about our days, and like that feels really good to me. And I think we just honestly put so much pressure on ourselves that I really try to take that off my shoulders and to be aware of it. Right. And I think when I'm not aware of it, that's when it's stressful. And I've even let go of more things at work or more things about caring what the other people are doing. And I think that is clutter itself. If I'm sitting here worried about what Jackie or Shabana's doing all day, every day, like, how stressed am I going to be? Maybe we all need to learn that a little bit more. And it's a practice, right? Or even, especially even having kids. My poor youngest, I'm like, you have 5 people worrying about you and to tell you what to do. So he's gotten really strong at having his own opinion, which is great. But it's like, since he's the baby, grandma, mom, dad, brothers, and me have all told him what to do. So now that he's 10, he doesn't want anybody. He already knows it. So, like, that's so stressful. I don't know. I just want to have fun. And I think just even the little things, I think seeing those little things, Shabana, is just really a big deal, and to noticing them.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. And for me to chime in, I feel like growing up, I was always like the fun friend, the funny one, the comedian, whatever. And I love that. And then I feel I fell into like wanting to be the perfect mom. And because of that, which this doesn't really make sense, but I wasn't fun anymore. I was just burnt out. And just more recently, within the last couple of years, I'm like, I don't even know what it means to have fun. Like, what the hell is that? Like, I want to do that, and I don't know what that is. And so within being in Kathy Heller's community, I'm like, okay, fun to me means talking on the phone, laughing. Like, I love watching like the comedians on like the Facebook reels and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just need to like go to a live show or a comedy club. Oh, I guess that's money. Oh, that's not clutter. That's going out and doing something. Haha. So things like that. And then just like going in nature and listening to podcasts are fun to me, which yeah. So
how would you describe minimalism? What is minimalism to you? Because everybody, I think, has a different, some might be like one shirt, one pair of pants. I've seen people that do the nomad life and they travel and they have a tiny van and they have just like 2-3 pieces of clothing. But each their own. For me, I consider myself a minimalist, but honestly, I'm probably, not. I am, but not in the way of like really minimalism, backpack, and that's it. How would you describe it? Or what does it appeal to you?
Yeah, for me, we live in a 1,500 square foot house with 5 of us. So I think that I like it because then my kids are a lot closer, even if their doors are closed, right? And I think just having a small house forces you to have less. And I can't tell you how many things we've gotten from elementary school that we just throw away. Bracelets, squishy guys, tons of pencils. Like, that's why I have so many pens and pencils, because we've gotten those things. And I don't want like freebie gifts that I don't really need. So like that seems minimal to me. And most of the time when I go shopping, I don't want it in a bag. I'll just carry it. And I'm not talking necessarily grocery shopping, but like, I just like, no, I don't need a bag. I'll just carry this, 10 piles of things out because it's less for me. Because every time I invite something in, whether it's a garbage bag, a Nordstrom bag or whatever, then it's just one more thing for me to worry about and to get rid of. And that mindset, I think, is a little bit of a minimalist. Doesn't mean I don't still have stuff. I still get bills in the mail. And that would be nice to get rid of those things and to delete maybe half of my emails. Yeah.
Oh man. I feel there's just different levels of like but I don't know what they're called. So I'm definitely not a minimal-ish. I think it just comes down to, for me, what brings me peace in my house. And it's just more of like case by case, area by area. If I look at my closet and it's overwhelming, then I know that I need to declutter it and take a step back and remove stuff and get rid of it. So it's more of, how's my mental load? How am I experiencing what's in front of me? And like, my cabinets are only so big and it can only hold so much. And so I'm like, well, if I don't have the space for it, clearly that means I need to get rid of a few mugs or whatever. For example, like, our garage has way too much stuff in it. My husband's been saying this for years, but I don't want to deal with it. And a lot of people will say to me, like, oh, like, you're so good at organizing and getting rid of stuff. Your house must be so clean and organized. And I'm like, it's not. Like, I'm like, maybe if I lived by myself, maybe, but like, really, I'm good at helping other people, and my stuff is okay. I wish I had all the time in the world to like make my house like absolutely perfect, but I don't. Like, I struggle too, but I would say, to a point, like, I'm obviously one step above where you are, not you guys, but like where you are. That's why I'm helping you, kind of thing. So
I think that's more sharing your gift versus just focusing on your stuff, right? So it feels better to give and to help people, right? And eventually we'll get to our garages, maybe when the kids aren't home. And that's, like Jill was saying, getting rid of things as the seasons go. And I have some like Christmas stuff I got rid of too, because I'm like, well, I'm already in this box. I should just get rid of it. And that helps. And I think that I follow this lady, and I forgot her name, but she's like, for 365 days, I'm going to get rid of one thing a day.
I love that.
So, right. So then, and she does it like the right way. She got rid of these plastic grapes and took them to a restaurant, and she's like, it looks great with their decor. I'm just going to tag it in there. So it's like, we don't have to have that pressure of getting rid of all your stuff today, just one drawer at a time, right? Or one batch of grapes. And then that's what she did. So it's like, then she got rid of 365 things in the year. And that feels pretty freeing, of those things you didn't even know you had.
that's amazing.
Yeah, because
I love
you
that.
just break it down into tiny bite sizes and it makes it so much easier. What's something that you guys have a hard time getting rid of?
Oddly enough, it would be Christmas decorations. Like, even though we pulled out all the Christmas stuff, there is a couple ornaments, and we have like a nativity set and just things. I'm like, we haven't put this stuff out in years. Like, why am I holding on to this? Like, why is this so sentimental? So I've yet to get rid of it, and it's still like in a box. And so maybe this year will be the year that I look at it, thank it, and move it on.
I think clothing. But again, I've been going through my closet almost like every other day, and I'm like, why? What's in here? And but there's certain things, like a fuzzy jacket that I cannot wear right now because the weather, or like it would just be weird. But I also, Lewis was posting one of these days about when you have like beautiful clothes and you save it for that special occasion, to just wear it. So I'm trying to apply that more, where I'm like, okay, I have all these amazing dresses in here. Let's just freaking wear that dress. Even though I'm just going to the park maybe, or I'm going shopping or whatever, to a restaurant. But just dress up. My mom does that, and I used to make fun of her, but now I'm like, you know what? It brings her so much joy. She changes her clothes like 3 times a day. Seriously, like in the morning. When she comes back from town, she dresses for the afternoon. Then she goes whatever she does, and then she dresses again when she watches TV. And I'm like, why? She's like, but I like it. I'm like, you know what? Good for you. And so she has way too much clothes, but I think that whatever brings you joy, and that for me, I have to be careful not to. But now my trick is, when I go to Ross or wherever I'm going to see, and I see something I like, I'm like, is this a hell yes? Is this something I really need? Maybe I need a sweater, right? Maybe because it's colder. And then B, is it like, when I put it on, it's like, whoa, this is it. Like, it fits amazing. It was meant for me. Then it's a hell yes. And then I got to get rid of something else. And even if it hurts a little, it's like, let it go.
I really do like your concept of, when you bring something in, you're releasing and letting go of something. I hadn't heard that in a while, but that's something I'm going to try doing with the new year starting up. So thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, Jacqueline, how do you do that in a business sense? Because we have so many ideas of wanting to do things, right?
Well, I think that, so, in Kathy's environment and in our coaching group and the community, it's so inspiring because we're all so creative. And I feel like I want to do so many things. I want to do a declutter course. I want to do a singing course. I want to empower women to just be more a gypsy rebel, and just take more risks. But what just came to me, the clarity was, okay, let's just stop all this busy, all this cluttering in my head, where I'm like, I want to do everything at once, because this is so confusing to not only myself, but to people that listen to me or see me, right? So I decided, like you were saying, write it all out. And I was like, you know what can I do right now that resonates? Singing. I'm a singer. So I'm going to do a little singing, circle for the rest of the year, where singing is so therapeutic. Singing can also be a great way to declutter. While you're decluttering, sing a song, or like make up a song. I don't need you anymore. Like, get out of here, So it ignites so many, and it's also good for your lymphatic system. It's just so good for us, so healthy. So I'm like, one thing at a time. And I don't need to plan or overthink things, which I tend to do. I want to already design everything I'm going to do next year. And in business class, Kelsey, yesterday, I don't know if you guys were there, she was saying, don't go overboard on planning something that you don't even know people want it or like it. Just put one thing out there and share that and see how people respond, and then go do your decluttering. And to me, decluttering is just part of everything. It's part of life. I think, Heather, you were saying that earlier. It's an emotional thing. It's more than getting rid of things. It's just getting in touch with who am I and what do I really want to create in my life, and what can help me right this second to get a little bit better. Whether that's overwhelmed, whether it's just being completely stressed out or disgusted by I come home and I'm like, oh God, I don't even want to be in here. Get rid of everything that you really don't want anymore, and or rearrange a little bit. And that can help so much, just like, because it's energy. I like to incorporate that a little bit, where when you move that energy, you can feel that, and then your energy changes, and you might get more inspired or feel a bit more relaxed, or have more clarity to know what's coming next. So I guess the answer in a nutshell is just one thing at a time, and have fun. I really believe that when you have fun, you're more in the flow, you're in alignment, and it feels good. If it doesn't feel good, I'm like, obviously it's not what I'm supposed to be doing, because it feels really not good. And I
For
think
multitasker. Oh yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, and there's a fine line between, does it not feel good because I really don't like writing, a landing page? Is that what's blocking me right now, or does it not feel good because I know deep down that this is not what I'm supposed to be doing? Maybe I'm just thinking, oh, this could make me money, right? But it's not what I really want to do. So I really try to be more intentional with that, and think about this more, and trust my intuition more than my brain, where my brain just wants to go and analyze,
I mean, technically your landing page could be like, hi, and it could just be a video of you talking, or you could just voice text the landing page and just post the words, because you're beautiful on camera.
Thank you. Yeah.
But I get the line thing, right? Because then it's like, oh, I should do this, I should do that, right? And I think as multitaskers, like, it's hard to just do the one thing. I'm like, oh, well, I can do these 5 things. So I did make a list of like 3 things I need to focus on last week, and that helps declutter my mind too. And to be like, okay, now that's what I'm diving in, and being on the podcast, that's part of it, right? And then the other things will fall into place, because it's everybody wants that end goal before it's even close, before we get started. And yes, we all have a vision. I think those visions are beautiful, but we got to take the next step. That's for sure.
How do you guys feel like decluttering your physical space correlates with the mental declutter in our brains, whether it's with yourself or with your clients or the people you've helped?
I can use a work example, like in a fitting room. I like to make it very efficient, and I work with guys, so that's really easy. I'm like, here's these 2 pants you should try on, and we will go pick up more colors. If you like the way this shirt fits, it comes in other colors. So, and then some people will want things to go together and make it like that, but you don't overwhelm. You don't put like all 10 colors of the shirts in there. And then they come in with all the different colors of pants, and then all of this. It's just so overwhelming, because honestly, what comes down to that is fit. It's always the fit first, right? And then you can break it down. So I think you find little pockets of ways to break things down, right? So whatever you are doing. I don't know if that answered the question completely, but maybe it did.
Yeah, I think that's really good.
Guys are so simple.
They really are.
We just like go from one aisle to the next and hold it. Jerry Seinfeld always says that. He's like, women, they just hold it up and then they know if they want to try it on, if it's something that they want to explore.
Basically, the question was, do you see a correlation in physical clutter to mental clutter?
Yes, I do.
Something along the lines of that.
Yeah, I do. It just stresses me out. Like I said, even my closet, even though it's color coordinated, it's like all neat, it stresses me out that there's so much clothes. And I'm like, why am I so stressed out about that? I'm still trying to figure that out because I do like, maybe it's because we're traveling to where it's warmer, and I kept all my dresses, my summer dresses in there because I want to wear them, and I can't really wear them right now. So maybe I need to take some stuff and put it in the, I don't need that right now.
Yeah.
That might help. But for me, I get so stressed out. I'm working on that because I feel like there's an underlying thing but I cannot create. If I see stuff, I'm just like, oh my God, there's too much stuff everywhere. So yeah, it affects me.
You feel like it comes from maybe childhood in some sense, since I don't know how long your mom's liked a lot of things, or like it doesn't even have to be a thing, your parents, right? It could be those parties you went to and all the singers' houses you went to that have over a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know, when I walk into a space that is just, I always wanted a big mansion, and I feel now, yeah, I would still love a big mansion, but I just really I'm now craving more luxurious, artsy quality over just stuff, and I have a mask hanging here, which I love. It's a music mask, and then I have my ring light, and I have my little decoration. It's okay, but I'm like, okay, no more. This is all my brain can handle. So it's just, my mom has a lot of stuff, and when I go to her house, the first thing I do is I organize her towels. I just love doing that, and she enjoys it. It just brings me joy. It's funny too, when I fold laundry, she's like, when she was visiting, she's like, I would help you, but I know you have a certain way you fold your laundry, so I'll help if you want me to, but I know you probably don't like the way I do it. I'm like, thank you, Mom. It's just, yeah, I have and maybe that's a little bit of a control freak thing. I don't know, but I just love the way I do it because it works for me. But yeah, it affects me. It stresses me out. I need my physical place to be organized for me to be mentally
At peace.
Well,
and function.
isn't that funny? Because we're also supposed to feel exactly how we want to feel without anything outside of it.
Yeah.
Right. Like I've organized my mom's spice drawer. I'm like, I can't take it anymore. I'm like, well, why do I care? She doesn't care.
I
But
think
it's good.
I think also it comes down to everybody's different, but I know personally for me, I'm a very intuitive feeling. And so my environment affects me so much. And because I can pick up on your energy and that, like the dog's energy or whatever, because I feel all these things and I walk into a room that's absolutely cluttered. For example, like forever ago, like my mother-in-law's house, I mean, granted, my husband is the oldest of 6 boys. So her house was cluttered like crazy. And I was getting ready for one of the boys was getting married. And I was like trying to get ready at her house. And I was like, there's literally no physical space for me to get ready for this wedding. I had to leave. So I left and got ready somewhere else. And she was like, well, what's wrong? I was like, there's no space. There's literally no space for me to get ready. And she realized, like, she couldn't see it because she was in the mess, but she realized, like, my feelings or whatever. And it was brought to her attention. And then she took the next, like, year or two to finally organize her whole house and declutter. And I had helped her, and other people had come and helped her. And then now her place is organized, cleaned, and reset. And she got rid of so much stuff. But it was just one of those things. It's because I'm so sensitive to energy and stuff. That's why it bothers me so much. And I cannot think straight. It's just one of those like, ah. And like for a while, I was like, there's something wrong with me. Like I'm broken. Like, but no, I'm not. I'm beautiful just as I am. And it's like an acceptance, but also learning I just need some grounding techniques when I'm in situations that really I shouldn't be like touching everybody's stuff and like, but if you want me to help, I would love to clean your counters and like do some stuff. I'm here anyway, like offering support if people want it kind of thing. So
Yeah, for me, I like efficiency. I want the things to be where they are because it makes life faster.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then I don't have to be like, oh my God, like I've heard, where are my keys? Where's my hat? Do you know where my gloves are? I'm like, I don't even say anything except for no. I was like, well, if you put it where it goes every time, you'll find it. And doesn't mean I have lost my keys before, but like it just makes life easier and more efficient. And then you can just get dressed because you know where your shoes are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. When you put the keys always in the same spot, you put this always in the same spot, and then you don't have to spend half an hour looking for it. And yes, sometimes I lose my keys too on my phone, but maybe I have to find a designated spot for my phone. But that is, it just, it helps so much, and I think it also saves people money because you don't go out and buy more stuff that you can't find. It's just, and it can really be a family or community effort where people can help one another. I think that's just such a beautiful thing.
Yeah, because then you're running late and then you're yelling at traffic and then you're stressed by the time you get to work. So then it all became because you didn't put your keys where they go.
And Shabana, I think feeding off what you were saying, honestly, like for a while when I first met my boyfriend and he would just be, really messy, sometimes I just wanted to cry. I'm like, I can't take it anymore. I'm like, I don't know why I'm getting so emotional or like hurt, but it because, and that's why communication is so important, right? When you finally tell the person, this is how it makes me feel, then they can understand a bit more and be a bit more aware of it and help cope with it, because we're all different. It's like when somebody smokes, please don't smoke in my house, I just don't like smoke in my house. Communication when it comes down to that, and also realizing we're all different, and don't beat yourself up whether or not your house is really messy at the moment. Like your mother-in-law, she didn't know. She was not aware of it because she's been so used to living like that, And honestly, sometimes I go to a cafe or whatever, and especially in Germany, there's like all these older cafes and there's like stuff everywhere. It doesn't bother me because It's like, it fits the vibe and it's not my home. I don't have to, dust or whatever. Like, I don't have to deal with all of that. So I'm like, I can enjoy it. But in my own space, I want to feel home and want this to be my sanctuary. Like I go to a spa and I feel like I'm being pampered.
Beautiful.
It's knowing yourself, your space, your boundaries, and how you show up in other places. And also just like how much time do you allow yourself to be in spaces that are messy and like, okay, I can only be here for like an hour or two and I need to remove myself and go, ground myself out in nature and hug a tree or take a walk or drink some water to realign my own energy and whatnot.
Yeah. So how are you guys going to move forward into the new year, and what things do you see yourself releasing to let in new things? And we're just talking really about mental, and eventually, and because you become a new version of yourself, then you do have to get rid of those clothes. And I was going to say, I just noticed I had 4 pairs of shoes I didn't even know I had in my closet in a box. I was like, oh, I'm still keeping them. But like one's my wedding shoe, like something like that. And I was like, oh, these aren't even comfortable anymore. So there is a couple things to get rid of. So I got to find that friend to give it to because it feels easier to get rid of. But what things do you guys want to let go of to declutter, to let in some new things? Because I know that we all have some beautiful things on our vision board, and it's going to be super exciting to see what comes. Maybe we each need to take a little minute to think about that.
So me and my friend Christine, we are holding an event tomorrow for 12/12, and we're doing like a releasing and welcoming. It's on my Facebook page if you guys want to check it out. But I'm so excited about it because I got a download yesterday and I was like, Christine, we have to do this. Let's host a Zoom. But I heard this recently, but this year was all about learning. And then next 2026 is drop the L and it's all about earning. And I was like, oh, I love that. So releasing like the L and receiving just more earnings and stuff. And I think for me, it's more mind shifts and bringing on more like abundance and peace and growing my podcast and my community. And honestly, just releasing obviously more physical items, but honestly, more like heart items and more like forgiveness and just heart issues that I'm like, I don't need to carry this. I don't need to walk like maybe let's say guilt or shame. And I have this amazing coach that I'm working with. And I just feel like I'm just in this, like, I want this year to be freaking amazing. And I do need to work on my vision board because I don't have that like really in place. And tomorrow will be good for that. And just showing up more on social media and receiving. I'm always giving. I freaking want to receive more and be like, this is my year to shine. And I'm doing the thing, whatever exactly that means, which I don't know, but I'll get there.
I love that.
Glenn, do you want to go next?
The same. I feel I want to just release energy that I know doesn't serve me, whether that's just getting annoyed and angry over things that I can't control, like, when the house is a little messy or whatever, it's gotten so much better and, but just focusing on me. I want to really focus on my goals and my dreams and not worry about other people. Like, my mom likes to have her wine or whatever. And I'm like, it used to bother me. And I'm like, it has nothing to do with me. It's just, I want her to be well, of course, but I want to focus on, I have my own things that I need to work on. And so instead of, it's easy to look at others, what they can and should be doing. So I want to be more visible. I want to really step into my greatness and into my vision of helping others, because I know I have so much to give and I have so much experience. I want to finish my songs. I want to release a song. A song a week might be too much, but maybe a song a month for the next year, and really get back into who I am. I'm an artist. I love to declutter, and I want to combine all this together, but just get more clear and focused and not get so distracted by shiny objects over here, shiny objects over there. So it's more like decluttering the things that take up space, like a laptop where it's just too many programs running and we can't function, right? Because I always did so many things at the same time, and we cannot really succeed or go really full on if we are not if we are not full in. Right? If I'm just like half here, half there, that's very cluttering, doing like trying to do too many things. So I want to focus on my podcast, which then also has to do with my music and helping people to just be more of a rebel and a gypsy.
Yeah. And I would think if you didn't work on those things, it'd be kind of hard to create a new song.
Yeah.
Right? To get the downloads, to get the creativity, if we're still holding on to all these things that we don't need.
Yeah.
My new word, this year's word was heal. And so I've never really done the words. Like maybe this year, this is my second word. So I've been working on that. So I've been healing things I didn't even know I had, right? So that's been freedom. So my new word for 2026 is freedom. So I think it can go into so many different ways, like freedom of all the shoulds that I should be doing, and freedom of what direction I should be going, freedom of how I should feel about seeing my kids more. Half the time they're on video games and don't even know I'm home. Right. So it's like, then I put all this pressure, but it's like, that's why I should make sure I'm spending time with them. And I'm trying to, in my mind, slowly create what I want to do with the family. That way there's things on the list of the year that are really important to the heart. Like you said, Shabana, that's important to the heart, because I don't want to just think about just business and what I want to be doing to get to there, because honestly, that wouldn't really even matter if I don't have a close niche with my family and my friends and the community I am. So what else? I think just really that thing. And I'm slowly getting rid of things in my house that I no longer need. And I don't put the pressure on getting it all done at once. Like this year, I wanted to put like 2 desks in my dining room area, so then it'd be more stuff. But that was on that notepad. I wrote like the 100 things that I want to do for the year. Maybe I crossed out like 10. So I think that feels good. And the mental clutter, I can agree with so much of what you guys said as well. Yeah. Oh my gosh, this has been so much fun, don't you think?
So fun. I could talk about this all day long.
I mean, really, yeah. I mean, we'll have to do one again. Yeah, because I just think it helps them. It's fun to share everybody's wisdom, because we all listen to wisdom from other people on their podcast all the time.
Yeah. And it's so therapeutic, honestly. It's therapy, to just let go of what no longer serves you.
Yeah. And I think for me to get rid of some little things, like the cheap part of me, and I have one hope chest that has the things that I had from growing up, because I lost everything pretty much, right? And when I moved, I had like just that stuff. So sometimes it's hard to get rid of those things that could be sentimental. But it's just practice and getting rid of things, or taking the picture and finding ways to put it in a book. And great Christmas ideas are chat books. Like if you are all pictures with like your family, and you are just you and your boyfriend at the time. And then for like a time in your life, are all the pictures of the things you took of that you got rid of. You can just make a little memory book of it and just have it and keep it on your shelf, right? So you can go back to those memories, because those are important to have too.
Yeah. I think just to remind the listeners, you don't have to get rid of everything, but just to start somewhere, and then to think of your future self. What would she love? She would like, she doesn't need 50 blankets. Keep like her top, 10 blankets. And you don't need, I don't even know, like 10 pairs of like bed sheets. Even like 5 will do. Even I think we have maybe like 3 pairs of bed sheets for each bed or whatever. But look at your space and look at what you really need, because really the rest of it is just clutter and chaos, and just how much peace you feel when you let go of things.
Yeah, it's almost like a thought that you think you're going to get back to. Like, I'm going to use that sheet now. I'm going to get to that thought. I'm going to do that project. Maybe we got to release those thoughts too.
What's easy too is like when you have like a hole in a sheet, right? Or like in your clothes, just let it go. Because your cup is chipped, right? We always like, oh, I'm gonna fix it. No, you never do that. I never do that. I say I do. There's a Japanese technique with the gold. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. I love that so much. But I don't have time for that right now. It's just another project that I don't have time. I'd love to do, but I don't have time for. So give yourself grace and just go through stuff. That's the easiest way to get rid of stuff. Like if it looks like, has a hole in it, let it go.
I just have to say, I have a hole in my sheet, and it just ripped more today. And I was like, I only have one set. I was like, son of a biscuit, I don't want to buy sheets right now. But that's also just let it go and buy the sheets, right?
Yes.
So, like,
Yes.
why am I holding on to that so tight? I'm going to need new sheets, and I love clean sheets at night. So that's my favorite. Yeah.
Yes.
One other tip to leave the listeners, whether you have an Amazon wish list that you always add to, like, for example, your sheets, you could like throw that on there and order it now, or just make like a running list when, like, your cup breaks and you like things you actually really need. Just don't throw stuff on there. Recently with Black Friday sales, we've been needing bathroom mats for the longest time, and I got those on sale and I was like, this was a good choice. And then, or like on my phone, I'll have a running list of things that I'll need eventually. Like we needed new like kitchen towels. And I was like, they're not done yet, but soon I want new kitchen towels. And I got that during Black Friday sales and stuff like that. But just to have that running list, because things do wear out and run out. And yeah. And also Costco, because my air fryer is like 8 years old and it's like on its last leg, but Costco takes literally anything back. Just saying.
I may want to add one more thing that helped me, because I don't know how many of your listeners are like really into reading labels of ingredients. And when I first got into, food shopping, and I'm like, oh my God, I spent so much time reading all these labels. Make a list of all the things. Once you find the ones with the least ingredients and you really love that product, make a list of it. And oh my God, your shopping is like cut in half time, because now it's actually a blessing, because instead of 99% of it being all poison, the 1% that is good for you, that is healthy, and get that, make that list. And then you just know exactly what brand to get, and bam, you're done.
I'm going to add a little to that, because then I will make a bunch of meats or something, or a couple meals to where I only have to cook a couple times a week.
Yes.
Or if my boys are coming home for lunch, then I start dinner. Like I don't want to be in the kitchen all the time. And I just feel because time is really important as well.
It is.
Yeah. Do we want to say anything else, or do we want to?
I have one more thing to say. What I also love is somebody told me this one time, but when something is down to like 30% less, let's say it's like a spice or the flour or the sugar or whatever, that's when you put it on the grocery list to go buy. So that way you're never like, oh, I can't believe I don't have this baking item or whatever. So once an item is at 30%, that's when you like go buy it, kind of thing.
I'm going to use that trick. I've been out of syrup for a while.
Exactly. Or the peanut butter or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, let's all say where everybody can reach us. I'm Heather at What's That Whisper. You can find me at What's That Whisper podcast, at What's That Whisper Instagram. Basically, just type in What's That Whisper and you will find me. And I also have my shop at whatsthatwhisper.com as well.
Awesome. You can find me on Pink Star Music. This is pretty much my hub where everything is at the moment. And on Instagram, I'm Jacqueline Van Bierk. And on TikTok, I am also Pink Star Music.
Shabana here. You can find me on Instagram at shabana.night with a K. And then my podcast name is Organized Chaos Stories with Shabana. Please come follow along. And yeah.
I'm excited.
Yes.
I'm excited too. This was so fun. Thank you, Heather, for hosting us.
Oh yeah, thanks. Yes, thank you.
This was awesome.
This podcast is sponsored by Happy Mail. I created Happy Mail for when you don't have the words, Happy Mail does. Happy Mail sends handwritten cards of encouragement that uplift, comfort, and reminds everyone they matter. Happy Mail is better than a McDonald's Happy Meal, spreading kindness, not calories. Click the link in the show notes and get your Happy Mail sent ASAP. Limited to U.S. residents only. Hey you, yes you. Thank you so much for listening to Organized Chaos, Stories with Shabana. If you love this episode as much as I did, hit that subscribe button, leave an outstanding review, and share it with a friend who needs some inspiration. Thank you for being part of this community. Remember, in every bit of chaos, there is always a story waiting to emerge. Who knows, maybe sharing your story might inspire others to share theirs. The possibilities are endless. Let's live in the possibilities.